Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Monday, February 20. Government is installing a new multi-million-dollar wastewater treatment facility to serve several communities in West Central St. Andrew. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who is Member of Parliament for the constituency, broke ground for the $131.9 million Bay Farm Villa Sewerage project on Friday. The 5-month development is being spearheaded by the National Water Commission under the IDB-financed Caribbean Region Fund for Wastewater Management (CREW) project. The work will be done by Surrey Paving and Aggregate Company Limited. The new system will replace the 40-year-old wastewater treatment plant, which serves residents in the communities of Bay Farm Villa, Olympic Court, Compound, Lime Tree Lane, Andrews Mews, Simmons Park, and their environ.
We have gone through several iterations of repairs. But as the community grows and the demands placed on the plant increases, we would see several occasions where the plant failed. At the end of this project, you are not going to see a building. What you're going to see is no sewage running past your doorstep anymore.
The project will also include the laying of sewer pipelines to channel sewage from the communities to the Nance Pen substation in St. Andrew and on to the Soapberry wastewater treatment plant in St. Catherine.
We are doing this as part of our overall improvement for the sewer collectors in the corporate area.
The Bay Farm Villa wastewater treatment facility is one of 6 across the corporate area, earmarked for upgrading under the $1.53 billion CREW project. The others include facilities at Hughenden, Acadia, and Elletson Flats. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is to get a report this week from the technical team tasked with removing the contamination at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. The hospital is being affected by toxic fumes emanating from an old central air conditioning system in sections of the institution. Following a tour of the facility last week, Minister Tufton says the team of engineers, environmental specialists, and contractors is mapping the cleanup and rehabilitation of the hospital.
They are assessing the extent of the contamination, and they will conclude more definitively, and I'm expecting a report next week on what the scheduling of how they will remove the contaminated parts of this system and the time period for replacement. We anticipate that that may take months, not weeks, and it will cost a fair bit of resources.
In the meantime, the Health Minister says some departments are being relocated and a strong communication program is being used as efforts are ramped up to address the challenges being faced by both patients and employees.
And there is general consensus around the fact that the problem is a much more complex problem than we had originally thought. The system in question is not only old, but is contaminated in parts by the lining that was used when it was put in place.
Dr. Tufton says he will be updating the Prime Minister and members of the Cabinet while ensuring that a budget for the work is prepared. National Security Minister Robert Montego has committed to meet with the parliamentary opposition quarterly or as needed as part of a collaborative approach to crime fighting. This came out of a meeting with Chairman of the People's National Party, Robert Pickersgill, and General Secretary Julian Robinson last Thursday, during which they were briefed on the National Crime Management Strategy and Security Initiatives. Minister Montego, who chaired the meeting, says this forms part of consultative efforts with various sectors and is designed to give the opposition a full briefing on what is being done within the ministry. He says the meeting was open and thorough and discussed the ministry's plans in depth while engaging the opposition members for their feedback and participation. PNP Chairman Robert Pickersgill says the meeting was productive, adding that he is looking forward to seeing the plans unfold, especially those for social development. Government will be spending millions of dollars on road rehabilitation works across several parishes in the new fiscal year. $500 million has been allocated in the budget to rehabilitate 47 kilometers of road infrastructure in Trelawney, Clarendon, and Manchester under the Rural Road Rehabilitation 2 project. It includes work on the road from Stettin to Highgate Hall in Trelawney, Soursop Turn to Danks, Danks to Mayor Bridges, and Trout Hall in Clarendon, as well as from Williamsfield to Greenvale in Manchester. An additional $167 million has also been budgeted for the improvement of approximately 57 kilometers of roadway in Westmoreland. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is also expected to award contracts and begin civil works on the Broadgate to Agualta Vale Road section in the fiscal year. And $600 million has been allocated to facilitate payments for works in areas critically damaged as a result of flood rains experienced during the 2016-2017 fiscal year. And finally, persons without necessary qualifications but who have job experience and vocational skills will be able to access higher education through a new program. The National Qualifications Framework, NQFJ, was launched last week. Education Minister Senator Ruel Reid says the NQFJ has been introduced as a way of standardizing and improving the quality of training in Jamaica.
Whether or not those employed persons have absolutely no skills, because you're talking about it, they have been in jobs for 15, 20, 30 years. They obviously by now have some skills and competencies and abilities. And so where you are going to validate those workforce competencies, they themselves are going to be credits that could be utilized to access further education and training. So that is part of how beneficial this framework will be.
Minister Reid says the NQFJ should level the playing field, providing multiple pathways that will allow persons to be qualified by age 30. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.